So what's your name and what was your first Amiga experience?
Well, my name is Bjørn Lynne, or Bjørn Lynne if you want to say it in the original Norwegian pronunciation. My first Amiga experience was, I guess, was very similar to most other guys. I was in Norway, I saw the Amiga in the shop, I had to have it.
Oh, nice. Was it a local computer shop or a big kind of?
It was kind of like in between. It was a heavy chain kind of thing in Norway.
And was that an upgrade from the C64? Were you a previous user, or what system did you use?
I was on a Sinclair Spectrum before I got the Amiga. I used the Commodore 64 sometimes, but I never actually owned one.
And you'd be making music on the Spectrum as well as before?
Yeah, actually, even before I had an Amiga, I was tinkering with some music. I had a Casio CZ101 synthesizer.
Nice.
I had a Spectrum with MIDI interface and a simple drum machine software and hardware for the Spectrum. It was called Spectrum.
Spectrum, that's a wicked name.
Yeah.
What kind of was your first breakthrough tune, or the first one that got really popular?
I
don't
know if I can remember exactly which tune it was. I don't think it was one tune. I just started to notice gradually that other people were taking notice of the music that I was doing on the Amiga, and more people came around to my place to listen to this music because they heard from friends and friends of friends that there was this guy who was making some cool music, and my friends used to stop around at my mum's place because I was living with my mum, and I was just in my bedroom basically. And I started noticing that there were more and more people coming by, and people were bringing their friends and so on. And
I started into a party.
Yeah, more something like that. I started to take notice that okay, well, there's somebody else other than me who are interested in listening to my music.
Oh, that's good. And did you get any music in games, or were you seen, or?
Yeah, I joined like a demo scene group called Crusaders. We made a bunch of music discs, demos, and things like that.
So you were at a lot of demo parties back in the day?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we used to travel to these demo parties, or actually before they were called demo parties, they were actually called copy parties, at least in Norway.
Yeah. I was super jealous because I used to see pictures of all these guys in sleeping bags underneath the tables with their Amigas on top.
Yeah, that was I was one of those guys for a few years. Yeah.
No, because we had a big kind of scene in the UK, but it was more about just piracy and not about so much demo creation. We had groups like RAF, Royal Amiga Force and stuff, but the scene all came from Central Europe.
Yeah, I mean, our group, Crusaders, we were never into hacking, cracking, or releasing games or anything like that. We were purely about making stuff, making art, making animation, making music discs, artworks, that kind of thing.
You didn't start with Cracktros at all, did you?
No. To my knowledge, we never made any Cracktros or any crack stuff like that.
Just explaining to the viewer, Cracktro was kind of the pirate intro, and then eventually the demo scene was an offshoot of that, where the guys didn't want to do piracy and wanted to create good music,
absolutely,
visuals.
And it was maybe 2 or 3 years after this that I got a call from a games company in England who called my mum's phone, because I was still living with my mum. And we had a landline there, obviously. So they found my phone, my mum's phone number in a scroll text in a Crusaders demo. And they called us, and my mum says, "Well, there's some person on the other end speaking some foreign language." And I picked up the phone, and there was this games company. They were working on a game called Brat, and they offered me £200 there and then to make the music for this game.
Was your mum impressed?
She was very impressed. She was extremely impressed. She thought I'd just been wasting my time, playing around with this Amiga computer. But now here was my chance to show her, look, somebody's going to pay me money to do this. And that was my first job writing music for a game. The game was called Brat.
And that kind of started the ball rolling.
Yeah, it started the ball rolling a little bit. In the next few years, I got some phone calls from various countries, various games companies, and I did quite a few Amiga game soundtracks during that time.
Excellent. What would you say was your favourite soundtrack that you've done, or what are your favourite kind of tunes or discs? Or?
Well, I have to say I'm quite fond of a soundtrack that I did for a game that wasn't very famous. It was I think it was a German company that developed it. The game was called Cubulus, and it was a kind of puzzle game. And I made the music for that game, and even now, listening back to that, I'm thinking, yeah.
I'll have to look that up afterwards and have a listen to that. Yeah. And what are you currently doing at the moment? Are you obviously you're visiting this, but do you have any projects?
Currently I don't really work for games music in the same way, at least. These days I run a music label, a small music label that has my own music as well as some music by other composers that I have contracts with. And I specialize in licensing music for media, be it games and apps, YouTube videos, films, commercials, corporate use, that kind of thing. It's kind of like a site for stock images, but with music instead of images. So it's stock music.
It's a very good area to be in, because I know royalty-free music and stuff is kind of rising, and that YouTube are very strong on that as well.
That's the kind of work I'm doing now. The company is called Lynne Publishing, which is my surname with publishing outfit.
Excellent.
And I have a website called Shockwave Sound, which is where I do this.
I'll put links for that as well. So. And what kind of brought you today? It's 30 years, and have you been in any Amiga events recently?
I haven't really been to any Amiga events very recently, but I still have a lot of friends from the Amiga scene and from the old groups. I'm still very close friends with several of the guys from the Crusaders, and I still have a long list of groups of friends on Facebook who are all connected with the Amiga.
Other composers like Chris Osbeck, and you'd have Alistair Brimble's here today, and John Hare. And
John Hare. We managed to get a very good group picture just outside the hotel earlier today. It was myself and 5 other Amiga musicians. It was myself, Andrew Barnabas, Alistair Brimble, John Hare, Tim Wright, and
it's a good selection of musicians today, isn't it? It's really
it was a nice group. It was great to chat to those guys.
Yeah, and it's great to see you here. Thanks for the interview.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.